Joining us today is Miss Tomato 2007, and she is going to give us veggie gardening tips. What's your first tip, Miss Tomato?
First tip, start small. If you are new to gardening, the biggest mistake is overplanting, what is known as biting off more than you can chew. If you are uber busy, then just say plant one or two plants, for example, tomatoes and cucumbers. I see folks plant all sorts of plants, then they're not able to tend to them correctly. They get overgrown with weeds and the plants get mistreated. Then the folks feel overwhelmed and give up. It's so hard to see.
Why are you the spokes vegetable for gardening tips? Aren't you a fruit?
Oh, must you bring that up again? Yes, I'm a fruit, but most people consider me a vegetable. And according to the U.S. Supreme Court, I'm a veggie when dealing with tariffs. It's a money thing. Who knew?
What's up with the zones? How important are they?
Zones are extremely important. The difference could be you planting a plant that will never stand a chance in your area, and zones also tell us when we should plant our plant.
Tell me about preparing the soil.
Soil preparation is another live or die situation. Literally, if your soil doesn't contain the right nutrients, then again your plants will not reach their full glory. Also, if your soil doesn't have the correct pH, or if your soil is too sandy, or has too much clay, then you need to amend that soil.
Can you test your soil?
Yes, you can and you should. Most of the time you can go to a local nursery and they will test it for you.
Should you test your soil?
Yes, especially if you planted last year by the seat of your pants. You marked off a patch of grass, tilled it up, and planted your seeds, and well, nothing all that spectacular happened. Could be your soil is bad.
How do you feel about worms?
Well, how do you feel about spiders?
As far as I know, spiders aren't all that useful for your soil.
Yes, I know they are fabulous for making compost and making the soil all warm and fuzzy, but no one likes things sneaking up on them. They should be kept in cages.
Yes, I suppose you are right. I wouldn't want a worm or a spider sneaking up on me. Alrighty then, how about another tip?
Planting at the wrong time of the year or season. Some plants like it hot and some do not. Planting at the wrong time could affect the taste, and worse, if you wait too late, you might not get a harvest at all. Depending on where you live, you'll get frostbite. And let me tell you, frostbite is a horrible way to go.
What about using coffee grinds?
That's a personal question. Coffee makes me a little edgy.
Well, you could switch to decaf.
Ha ha, very funny. It has more to do with your pH levels in your soil. To be on the safe side, I would get a home test kit and work that out before I used it.
Well, now that we've sort of led into organic matter, which do you prefer, organic or non-organic?
Hmm. Well, organic is best. Non-organic, not that there's anything wrong with that. It's a personal preference. Organic might take longer or cost a bit more, since you don't buy it off the shelf and squirt it on. Oh, I wish we could all just get along.
Hey, it's okay. I've noticed many more organic products on the market.
Yes, more and more folks are using organic products and producing organic fruits and veggies for consumption. It's much better for your health.
Okay, let me ask you one more question. You mentioned earlier about overplanting. What do you do if you overplant?
Well, after your friends are sick of you bringing them more food, and canning is out of the question, consider getting one of those dehydrators and drying the vegetables for a later date to add to stew or veggie soup. I especially recommend this for my tomato friends. Like I mentioned, we don't freeze well. Some veggies you can blanch then freeze and place in freezer bags or containers.
Well, that's it for today. I want to thank our guest, Miss Tomato, for joining me. Is there a website we can go to get more information on vegetable gardening?
Yes, you can visit me on the web at www.dpcomputerproducts.com/gardening. where you can find helpful videos and useful information on gardening. Thank you so much for having me as your guest today. And please come by and see me.